How's the offensive line gel during camp and lead up to the game?
I think we've done a real good job of bonding this year. There's definitely been a drastic improvement that I've seen, just not just even in our starting five, but even like Coach Riley's talked about the dudes that are in the second string. I think I've seen dramatic improvement, and I'm real excited to see what we got this year.
Coach Clemens talked about the moving parts and versatility that you've got from different positions, and you playing on guard as well as tackle. What do players feel about that versatility and having to move around a little bit?
I think it gives us, a great idea if, say we do have an injury, I can move, say we have an injury at guard and they need me to move guard. We have the depth that a new tackle could come up and I could play that guard. So I think it just gives us many different options when it comes to that.
How does that work in practice? I mean, at least each day, are you aware of what you're going to do, or do you literally just rep them both the same day? Or
It kind of just depends on, how many people we have. So obviously right now I've been starting out at tackle, but say, somebody's doing a different position, like, oh, Coach R's like, hey, will you go get some reps at right guard or something? So it kind of just depends on the day or who we have out at that certain time.
Who's the best offensive line or defensive lineman you've had to lock against in the offense?
I would probably say Felix. I've battled. He's the one that I've really battled against this fall, and I think he's definitely one of the better defensive ends that I've gone against this fall, and I'm real excited to see how he does this year.
What makes Matt like the player that he is since he's ascended?
How do you think your body would handle that for a whole season?
As well, I know his length probably gives you a problem.
Yeah, obviously, like you said, the length is one of the problems. But I think he's a real smart player, and I think he definitely uses that to advantage. I mean, he knows, like, especially going against me, he's not just going to run me over. So he uses that, his ability, his technique and different things, that kind of gives me issues.
Cooper, have you been able to sync with Josh Reeves at left guard?
Say again?
Have you been able to sync with Josh Reeves at left guard?
Yeah. Getting all those reps, just the repetition after repetition, me and Josh, I'm starting to build that team chemistry, and, it gets to the point where I don't even really have to tell Josh or vice versa. He has to tell me what to do because we're just on the same page, and, just blocking next to each other, doing, like, different, like, combo blocks and stuff like that. We have a feel for each other, so it's not even a thing that we really have to worry about now.
What have you seen from Noah Johnson as far as a leadership standpoint through camp?
Noah is definitely a great leader. He's the dude on our offense line that holds us together. If somebody's having a bad day, he's the guy that pulls us along. If we're having, say we had a bad team period, he's the dude that's getting after guys, that's pulling us along, and I think he's the one that keeps us stable.
What do you feel like are the biggest strengths that this offense has?
I would definitely say one of the things that I'm excited about is one of our strengths is our physicality that I've seen throughout the fall. I think last year we didn't showcase that a lot, but going throughout the fall and going through our against our defense, I've definitely seen an increase in the physicality.
Who are the young guys that have yet to see the field before this season that have impressed you in the lineup?
A couple of dudes that come to mind is Hadley Panzer, like I've said before, and two of the young guys. Sam Hecht has been a guy that I've seen really improve this fall, and also Andrew Eingang are some dudes that I think are going to have a good career that I've seen, really mature rapidly, and that's really, what it's about is, those young guys, if you able to mature quickly than others, that's when you're going to start seeing the more playing time.
Carter Willis was forced to play left tackle last year as a true freshman. Just how much more ready is he now compared to that?
Yeah, he's definitely, he takes obviously a lot more reps now. But I think, just like me, when you first got in there, you're all nervous, and it really showed in my first game. But, he's been able to settle down and, he has the mindset, I can play in the Big 12. That's something that I had to learn is, it's changing that mindset. It's like, okay, I can compete with these dudes. So that's something that I think he's really taken to heart, and now I think he's ready.
How much pride do you take in being being one of the best offensive linemen in this group?
I mean, I don't really think of myself like that. I mean, I think of us as a unit, so I don't really try to single myself out.
What concerns you the most, or what stands out the most about Stanford's defense up front that you see?
I think the one thing is they're real physical. I mean, just like our defense, you know, they're going to try to beat you with physicality, and I think that's one thing that's they're, you know, kind of known for is their physicality.
How excited are you guys just to be playing a name opponent, playing in Capital Stadium?
Oh, you know, the excitement's through the roof. You know, it's you go through fall camp, it's like you're hitting the same dudes over and over again. And now that you finally get to hit somebody that's not in the same color jersey as you, and especially when you're playing in an NFL stadium like the Cowboys stadium, it's super exciting.
What have you done in the offseason to, you know, already a really solid season last year as a freshman? You know, coming in like this offseason, what have you done to even expand your game?
You know, one of the things I started doing, you know, me and Noah just taking, you know, staying after practice, you know, even working on the simple things, you know, like first step, second step, or even, you know, after we're done working out, maybe hitting extra reps on curls and just different extra stuff that may seem small but makes a huge difference.
Have the coaches